I'm Don Fry, President and CEO of the Greater Baltimore Committee, and welcome to GBC Insider, a program designed to hear from leaders in the private sector, elected officials, and members of the media to gain insight on key issues in business and government. Today, GBC Insider is joined by Nick Mosby, Baltimore City Council President. Council President Mosby, thanks for joining us.
Well, Don, thanks for having me on, and thanks for doing this.
Key responsibility of City Council is to work with the mayor each year to review and approve a city budget. That work will begin shortly. From where you sit, what do you see are the key budget issues for fiscal year 2023? And how does the American Rescue Act funds that are received by the city factor into all that?
I kind of see it in three buckets, Don. I think one is critical for us to get out of this, pandemic. So it's really about the COVID response. And how does that look in stabilizing our city as well as grow and starting on the trajectory of growing our city? Now, when we talk about like COVID response, how can we become responsible stewards of the investment associated with ARPA and ensuring that we're improving core city services, really getting our city back moving again. I think when we drive around our city and we see some of the core city services like the grime, like some blighted issues like illegal dumping, those are the things that we can't allow to normalize even through the midst of this crisis, right? How can we get to a normalization where we can become all comfortable knowing that maybe the pandemic is an endemic and maybe we're going to see several iterations go forward? How can we put policies, procedures, rules, regulations in place to ensure that we limit interruption of our hustle and bustle as much as possible? So
on a separate budget issue, Mayor Scott recently led a legislative proposal that you introduced requiring monthly and quarterly reporting of how the federal dollars are being spent become law without his signature. Why did you decide to propose that legislation? What's the specific purpose of it? And how will citizens be able to access these reports in an easy and timely fashion?
What I've been a real steward of in trying to communicate to the administration is, how can we leverage this money to not just spend it, but invest it? So we can look back in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and see some change that we were able to develop key performance indicators for, that we were able to look and see what the return on investment of that particular item is. And I think you can do that when you're looking at 10 or 15 or 20 different things. I think that's really important to focus in on what are the core competencies of what we're trying to effectuate with this particular money and this particular spend. I think it's really important for folks to know that the council does not have spending power over a cent of this money. It's all with the administration. It's all with the mayor. But what we do have as a legislative branch is some level of oversight. So we wanted to see on a monthly basis, not just where the money was going, but what was the ultimate plan for that money. I think that it's critical for us to have a strategic plan again, to go after maybe a couple buckets to really try to effectuate change and get a return on investment as opposed to just sprinkling the money throughout. And we just wanted to provide full transparency, not only to the council, but more importantly to the citizens of Baltimore. So where folks will be able to see is right online. We're going to promote all of the reporting that comes back to us on a monthly basis on BaltimoreCityCouncil.com, where you'll be able to go and see all of the administration's ARPA reports. And I hope that folks are more than just reading reports, but also engaged on the quarterly briefings that we're going to have with the administration.
Council President Mosby, thank you for your thoughts on these significant issues in Baltimore. The GBC appreciates your work on the council on behalf of the citizens of Baltimore City.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This is great.
The GBC will continue to provide our members with more information and interviews with key insiders in the business and political community. Until the next time, I'm Don Fry, President and CEO of the Greater Baltimore Committee, urging you to be safe, stay healthy, get vaccinated, get boosted, and remain positive. Thank you.